North Bay, Ontario has created a lot of great hockey players over the years. Now, today we're going to be talking about a very unique brother combination that made it to the NHL. Both of them did, and the second brother made it to the WHA. But they had such a unique last name that it drew a lot of attention because they were talented players, but the last name was so unique. It sounded against violence against an old person. So today we're going to be talking about the talented brother duo with the unique last name, Gordon and Sheldon Kannegizer. Now, Gordon Kannegizer, defenseman born December 21st, 1945 in North Bay, was 6 feet 190. First came to Major Providence in the OHA with the Guelph Royals in the 63 season. Then moved on to the Kitchener Rangers, where he was a teammate with his brother Sheldon for the 66 season. Now, he ended up being undrafted, found himself in the St. Louis Blues program after playing 67 with the Des Moines Oak Leaves of the IHL, where he had 37 points in 72 games, including 7 goals and 5 points in the playoffs. Now, 68, he played again the majority of the season with the Kansas City Blues, where he had 14 points in 44 games, but had his NHL debut for 19 games with the Blues with 1 assist. Now, 69-70, back to Kansas City, then moved on to the Seattle Totems of the WHL, the Denver Spurs of the WHL, and the Omaha Knights of the CHL. Now, with Seattle and the Omaha Knights, then to the Denver Spurs in the 72 season. Now, 72, he found his way back to the NHL with St. Louis after 4 years with 4 games. Then he finally had the big opportunity. With the expansion of Major Pro to include the WHA, he jumped to the Houston Aeros in 1973 with 10 assists in 45 games. 74, he played a full season in the WHA, 20 assists in 78 games, and 2 points in 3 playoff contests. And then wrapped up his Major Pro career with Indianapolis, where he scored his first ever Major Pro goal, added 4 assists in 4 games. So final WHA totals, 35 points in 127 games, including 1 goal, and 3 assists in 12 playoff games. NHL, 1 assist in 23 games. Now, Sheldon had a little bit better and bigger career. Like I said, he came to Major Providence with the Kitchener Rangers, where he had played aside his brother, also a defenseman. He eventually played for the Penguins, the Rangers, the Kings, and the Canucks in the NHL. Now, a published author, he did his autobiography written entirely in poetry. It's called Warriors of Winter, Rhymes of a Blue Liner Balladeer. Now, he was undrafted, and he ended up in the Omaha Knights program, just like his brother later did, but he was in early career with Omaha. Now, he had played with the Omaha Knights and the Buffalo Bisons in the 68 season, the Knights in 69, the Bisons again of the AHL in 1970, and the Kansas City Blues of the CHL. Now, by 71, he found himself in the NHL, 18 games with Pittsburgh with 2 assists. 71, he also split time with the Omaha Knights and the Amarillo Wranglers. 72, his full rookie campaign in the NHL. He had 6 points in 54 games, but also spent the next year in the minors with Hershey before ended up in the New York Rangers program, where he played 1 game in the playoffs. 74, he split time between the Rangers and the Kings. Pretty well his career year. 24 points, including 4 goals in 63 games, and 5 games in the playoffs for the Kings. Now, for the next couple of seasons, he was pretty well a strong player with the Kings, but found himself back in the minors in 1977. Now, with Vancouver, his final Major Pro year, he split time with the Canucks and the Springfield Indians of the AHL to wrap up his career. So, final NHL totals: 14 goals, 67 assists for 81 points, 292 minutes and penalties in 366 games, and again, 2 assists in 18 playoff games. So, it's interesting how a career could go, because with the Omaha Knights, he played with his brother yet again after playing with him at the Kitchener Rangers. So Sheldon and Gordon, to my memory, I think is one of the few brother combinations to play defense on the same CHL team, the same OHA team, and unfortunately never played in the same NHL team. But Sheldon was a very well respected prospect. Always has been. So the two Kanigese are brothers. Strange last name, but what was strange was not their talent, because for both players to come from the OHA, the same team, to have great success in minor pro, go into major pro, they have our respect. And you couldn't, like I said, you couldn't really, not say tell them apart, but with Gordon, 6 feet 190, and with Sheldon, last I checked, 6 feet 198. So one had 7 eggs in a basket, one had six. But Sheldon was a little bit more on the physical side, as we all know he's known for a very strong body checks during his career. So thanks for listening. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we're doing, and don't forget, requests are always encouraged. Bye.